Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. For our Dharma lesson, we've been reading Abundant, Exalted, Immeasurable by Ajahn Pasanno, and we're wrapping up Chapter 7 today, the Karaniya Metta Sutta. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, these are the 4 postures. If we're not doing one, we're doing another, 24/7. This is our opportunity for practice, whether sitting, walking, lying down, or standing. Free from drowsiness. Of course, it helps not to let the mind get clouded. It isn't just any sort of drowsiness or sleepiness, however, but the kind of drowsiness or dopiness that can come from going on automatic pilot. We can drowse through all sorts of interactions and activities. One should sustain this recollection. The word that's used in the sutta itself is sati, to sustain this mindfulness, this awareness, this recollection. This is a sublime abiding. This is a chant that many of the people associated with monasteries know by heart. It's helpful to have these chants available so that when you chant, you can pick out phrases that resonate. Things will resonate differently at different times. It's good to have a phrase or a whole series of phrases that help remind you. During the time that I was on sabbatical in Thailand, a couple of years ago now, I was living on my own and I used those phrases that I introduced yesterday a lot. Something that also struck a chord with me is the phrase, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, in both English and Pali. Because I chant it in Pali all the time, the Pali is meaningful to me as well. So I would alternate back and forth. I would walk alms round, and that would be the mantra. Not just repeating it as quickly as I could, but planting that seed and carrying it through. Planting that seed and carrying it through. Generating loving kindness. I found it very fruitful. So take some of these phrases and recollections and experiment with them. Work with them and see what happens. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at ease. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.